Okay, so now in this video we are going to talk about splines. Now in Cinema 4D there are two kinds of splines. As you guys can see, one with the orange color icon and one with the blue color icon. This kind of splines known as parametric splines. For example, if you click on anyone like this circle over here, as you guys can see in attribute manager you will get certain parameters like radius, ring, ellipse, etc, etc, like that. Okay, so this is one kind of spline, and then another which we create by ourselves. So if you want to create by ourselves, there are four types of tools which are provided by Cinema 4D. So first one is pen tool. Now if you are using Photoshop or Illustrator or After Effects, then you should know what is pen tool. But if you don't know, let's see what is that. Now right now I'm in perspective view, so with the help of pen tool I can create this point, then I can create this kind of point, and with the help of that we can create this kind of spline. So this structure in Cinema 4D is known as spline. After that you can select your model view or etc, like you can choose a move tool also. Then if you can see, we will get this spline. Now this spline is not visible in our rendering system. If I press Ctrl R, as you guys can see, we cannot see the renderer. But what we are then what is the use of this, we will see in our further video. Right now you need to understand that this is one kind of thing that exists in Cinema 4D or any other 3D software. Okay, so with the help of pen tool you can create this kind of spline. Now let's delete this thing. Or if you, before deleting that, I would like to tell you that if you see this is not a proper, because we have created in cinema I mean in perspective view. That's why this is not proper shape. So whenever you want to create spline, either you can, if you it's needed, then you can create in perspective view. But generally what people do is simply go to the any particular view, like top view let's say, and create one kind of shape. And then if you see in perspective view, as you guys can see, this is properly created. For example, if I create one spline over here like in my front view, then as you guys can see, this is proper. If I create one over here, as you guys can see, this is proper. But when I create something in perspective view, for example like this and this, now as you guys can see, this is not proper as compared to that. Okay, so let's select this and let's delete all of them. Now after that there is one thing I would like to tell you. Right now what we have done, that we have created simply points like this. But if you are using Illustrator and After Effects and Photoshop, then you know that you can create curvatures also. For example, if I select this, then at this point if I drag my mouse, I can create this kind of spline. Similarly, if I create and drag something like this over here, like this, like this, and like this, and then at the end I can complete this plan. So we can create this kind of structure. But as you guys can see, this is still not normal. Then that's why you need to create anything in top view or any front view. Then after creating that, you can adjust this points also. For example, if you select your move tool and if you select this point, you can change the position of that point like this, like this, like this. Okay, so this is how you can adjust this line also. And if you select this, and you will get certain parameters over here also. Like in object there are types, clone, spline, etc. Now in types, by default it's in a Bezier form. But if you see, there are basically 5 types of. If you choose linear, it will like straight line. Then cubic, it would be a little bit proper. Then if you can you'll get this known as a schema. And there is B splines. Now specific thing about this B splines, that if you see normal in Bezier we have these points on proper line, but in B splines we don't get any proper thing on splines, but we will get some dots over here like that. With the help of that you can adjust this. So for specific purposes we are going to use this kind of things, but right now let's go with the Bezier. Okay, so this is how you can create splines with the help of pen tool. Now after that there is another thing. See, suppose if I select this pen tool and if I want to create anything like this, and I want this much spline only, after that I don't want to create that. So what should I do? I can simply press escape on my keyboard. So now it's deselected, and then deselect. To deselect, choose any kind of tool like move tool, then I'll get this spline only. Okay, so this is how you can create something like that. Now let's select this pen tool again, and if I want to create spline like this, like this, like this, and like this, suppose if I want to close it properly, but as you guys can see, we cannot close this properly like that. We will get something like this. So for that, what we can do, if you see over here, you will get this option known as spline smoother. Like if you select this, then you will get this circle, and if you select this and if you click on it, you can create this kind of smoothness in your selection. Okay, so let's see this tool again. Suppose if I created this pen tool, and I'll create something like this, and like this, like this, and like this, like this, and like this. And now I want to create this area quite smoother. So what I'm gonna do, I'm simply going to select this spline smoother, then I'll click on it, then I can create some smoothness in those lines. So that's the use of spline smoother. And let's delete this. Then you will get this option known as sketch. Now simply this time what you need to do, simply draw any line like this, and after that it will automatically create that spline. Okay, so that's how you can create this kind of splines. And if you want, then you can again choose spline smoother, and you can adjust the corners of them to be a little bit smoother, like that. But one thing about this tool is that if you see properly, because this is sketch tool and proper, it's really difficult to close these points. So what will we do if we need to close that? So for that, what we are gonna do, we will select our point view, and we will select our move tool. I'll select this point first, and by holding shift I'll select this point. Then I'll simply right click on my keyboard, then I'll get this option at the end known as wheel. So I'll simply click on it, then I can create one intermediate over here. So now this point is jointed. Okay, so now as you guys can see, this is our proper spline. So with the help of sketch tool, you can create this kind of spline.